far as that, and this kind of goes old and new, I'm just going to kind of tie together, but so what you know is, I believe I have enough in my perm to get Mr. Kimple out there to start doing some elevations and stuff for me, some surveying on that land to get it started. I would like to try to do that this year, so next year we're ready to rock and roll, to get started on that road. In that, I want to see how much it is. I talked to Justin upstairs. We're fighting a little bit, fun fighting. He's worried about the project around the lake road. I'm not. I want to do it. I want to see how much is what I want to do. So I am going to, we decided that I can change elevations a little bit on that side because I want it on my side, our side of the cemetery. And so I'm going to talk to Mr. Kimple about doing that, at least getting it surveyed for me so we know length and some stuff, and then we'll start throwing a bid. At no means does this mean we're doing it. This is where they're helping me. They understand the bidding process, the grant, stuff like that, and how I can come in front of the common council and ask if I can get this engineered so we can get a cost to see if it's feasible for us to do. I believe in all my heart we do. One, it's going to beautify the backside of the hill. Two, it's going to keep the kids and parents safe when they walk to go to the beach. So far the park does a great job. We do a great job. Nobody's been hit around those two blind curves. But I would really like a sidewalk. Plus this would continue with the greenway by the fire building there to my back gate. So it win-win. And the other win-win is if I do a 6-foot sidewalk, I can get a gator down there. If you would watch this week, I took the turbine blower out and had 5 guys with backpacks, and we're trying to blow those leaves up because it's too hard to get up and over the fence. And so we can change it like wrought iron or something. We can blow it to the road and stack and get it. It'd be much easier down the road. And we can work on it. And I think it will look much nicer. It's something that erosion's going to happen. I need to do something to get that walkway in. So I kind of segue into that. So I will let you know further on to that as we do that. Line 3, termites, yes, in the chapel. We found them under the stage. We ripped the stage up. They foam treated it. And then in this, what you see in this $1,300 was not only the foam treating, but they drilled every 6 inches on the outside and put chemical in. This is a monthly process, I believe, that needs to go on. Now that monthly fee, this is first-time fee, is around $130, $150. They're going to get back to me on annual fee that I'm going to put in my budget to do this because to make sure we get them. Stu Watkins, my part-time help, is back. He helped me. The plywood was soft. I thought it got into drywall. Termites like drywall. We got the plywood off. It was just plywood damage, not drywall. So we found something close. He actually has it all back together. I have to stain it. So we're almost done. I've got to have a carpet guy come in and refix the stage, but that'll be plan 2 because I want to come to you about some remodel in that chapel that we haven't done or hasn't been done since it was built. It's time for carpet, or at least we've painted the walls and did that all ourselves, and it looks nice, but the flooring's going to have to be something taken care of. It's getting more to look nice. So in that spring cleanup, the guys are hitting it hard. In that, I was looking at notes, and I apologize, I'm going off memory on the notes. I have replaced one employee. I lost one due to health. I have another one that actually starts at the park department Monday. We're in process. We think we have another one hired. I'm pretty sure he's going to accept it. We have to wait till Jennifer gets back. She's on vacation and to do the paperwork, but it sounds like he's coming, so I'll have my 5th guy on that. So you understand is we're blowing the hill. They have got the first round of foundations ready, which is roughly 30. Hopefully to pour next week, make Dan happy. Then we'll start on the next 20, whatever. It's most I've had at the beginning of the year, but we're going to try to flip and go right back into the second pour. They've also don't quote me on the number, but I'm going to say around 60 graves propped and ready to be sodded. We've got them cut down and ready to go. I think they finished up today. So the guys have been working pretty hard. We're getting some stuff done, so it's that time of year. I do have one of my part-timers was a young man, a senior in high school. He got an internship last year, and he wanted to come back this year. And so he's a college kid, which is really exciting because he can come back. He's going to start May 6th. So that gives me another hand before the Memorial Day thing. So it'll help my guys. So I'll have 2 actually. So I'll have 2 greenhorns, 3 vets, and a couple part-timers. And we'll get it done. I know we will. So I'm okay with all that. talked about Bradford's down to new business. The new hire we talked about. The third one, I just wanted to give you some cost. I didn't know if I ever did. We have about $35,000 in the budget for asphalting. This is really close to the last phase, I believe, unless we see some other damage. We're not doing the last couple of years. Jeff at the street department has been laying asphalt for me. So you can see also what we spent last year. We spent $24,245. So the 35 may be over budgeted, which just goes back in perm if I don't use it. So I want to understand some.
You're going to ask for about the same amount you did last year, as far as fees or?
Yeah, what we are is, it's been a several process. The first 5-6 roads, we did a treatment out of a firm out of Indianapolis, went on pink. It's a rejuvenating because the roads weren't damaged. And then we went the following year to that microfiber, in quite a few. Now these are the ones that are really bad and we're doing asphalt.
Okay.
So we're in the old sections.
Okay.
So we got several areas, and I want to redo Central, but not from the gate to the office, but from the office around Legion 2,
Right.
which we'll have to grind because the Legion 2 sidewalk isn't up high enough, because it's all getting kind of puck, they call it, so we may redo that. We're hoping we'll finish up. We got some side roads. It's all a bunch of tedious work, and luckily they have this small paver that helps me out.
Okay.
And so I think I told you before, the money we spend with Jeff helping me,
Sure.
it's like $50 a ton compared to $150 a ton. We save a bunch and get much more done. So I appreciate Jeff and all he does for me. He's also, so you understand too, because the first gentleman I lost was my mechanic. I currently don't have one. The street have been, Damien, his crew's been helping me out quite a bit. We'll either take a vehicle to them, or I'm equipped to do everything there. They'll send a guy over and do mine there. We had little Aaron, I call him little Aaron, he's a little guy, very good, talented guy. He come over and serviced 4 vehicles in 4 hours. Oil change, everything, went through everything, so they like coming over. I have a lift and I have everything there to do it, so they'll go either way. So and Damien doesn't mind helping me out. I'm leaning on him right now for that. Item 4 is the new dump truck. I currently have quotes. I'm going to kind of lean on the street a little bit too, because my estimate last year, that we kind of figured what it was, or they gave me an estimate, is really up. And I'm going to say I'm a little short. I don't know for sure, because they haven't told me trade-in value on the dump truck I have. But Damien's crew can put on the bed for me if I have to. We can order that direct and do that stuff. He's done it for me before. I was just trying to outsource so he didn't have to, but I don't know for sure. We're still working on it. It's, long story short, 9 foot is the common bed size for a 9-foot dump. This green that we're trading in is an 8 foot, and that foot makes a world of difference to get it in some. So I've been able to go Chevy with a shorter frame and still put an 8-foot bed on. So we're just trying to align all that in the prices. But if you've ever been shopping for vehicles, they're up there. They really are. So I want to give you progress on that. So that's still in the works. I'm working with Mike at Lakeside. That's pretty well it, but I have 2 things that I kind of went through that I really want to talk about. First one, in Dan's here, I want to talk about stone sizes. We had a little incident, just miscommunication, a little oops, whatever on stone is a little too big on Front Row. We got that all worked out today. What'd you say, Dan?
Very well, yes.
Okay, all worked out. What I would like to propose, if we can, and I don't have any dimensions, I just want to, this is kind of a feeler to see what you guys think. If we allow larger or taller stones on the back row, gives them more range to sell stones. It seems like people are wanting bigger stones.
Larger stones, exactly.
Yeah, and what happens, to understand this one, it was just, the gentleman that worked with this group looked at towers instead of the horizontals. And what happened is this stone in the front row ended up being 11 inches too tall. Now, yeah, it does block the back a little bit. The problem is I can't get over to this. And I'm going to have to take that top off to put those 2 people in the back in there. And the gentleman understands that, so we've worked that all out. But if we allow them taller stones in the back row, I do not have to move those. Because there's an aisle in between, they face in. My digger can reach over the first one to get the second row, that's only 2 rows in. So I would like to propose us to look at, we can decide by next meeting. I will try to put some together in heights or whatever. What do you think about allowing them to go bigger stones in the back?
Problem with that, again, as long as it's convenient for you, and doesn't make a lot of difference, doesn't cause you a lot of problem, and like you said, digging in the front, you can get in the back okay, I don't have a problem with larger stones in the back.
Yeah, with the aisle, we can, like I say, 40 inches the height of the tallest on the 2-lot.
Right.
We get in a little trouble when they go 4, because they can go a little taller to get around, but most of them we can dig from the front. And if those are in the aisles,
Right.
they're not in our way. We have our 8-foot, we can get over the front stone. It's just, I've had to spin them, I've had to take them off before, and I'm not a monument guy. I mean, we reset them, I'm sure we did okay, but not the quality that they would do. Our handling, I have a compression device to take them off. It works pretty good. Some of the slick ones are a little tough, but it does work. I just rather not move. And this gentleman, I'm not gonna tell you how much, but I can tell you a lot. It's a beautiful black stone, and I'm sure it wasn't free, unless Dan didn't want to eat, but I'm just, yeah. But so I'm saying, and I think the gentleman, he came out today and he was very gracious, and when I kind of explained what I had to do, he was like, ooh, I mean, you don't, just people have paid a lot of money for a stone, and
Sure.
here's how the cemetery is gonna have to be moving. So, we in favor to allow me to do that, to get you some sizes or whatever?
Yeah.
I would say so.
Okay.
Do we need that?
No, I just, give me, okay, we'll approve it next board meeting. I didn't have time, this all happened today. We've been talking about it, and I thought, I just want to get you guys' opinion. If you think it's okay, then we'll start.
Right.
I will get with the local monument companies, try to figure out some parameters. I mean, we don't want them, to go 8 feet, whatever, unless, and it's all tablet, and it's not really in their hands. They just want so much, so they want so big, and I want to be able to accommodate, I guess. Is what I want. Okay, so I will take that as a yes, and go on. This last one, Leanne and I have been talking about quite a bit. If you look at your sheet there, currently, how we do things, and you gotta understand we do things that we have to deal with emotions and whatnot. When a loved one passes away, we understand there's an expense and everything, and a lot of times they can buy the one lot for the loved one, and their money may be tied up, they may not have money right away, so we allow them to put a lot on hold, or lots on hold, for 60 days. The problem is, they don't come back on a lot of them. And what we're seeing now is, a lot is going on hold and they're putting 8 on hold. Or a lot, or somebody will buy them, put 8 on hold. And actually, look, we date them, so we know, but we're in our work, we don't see them a lot, we have to go back and look at them. I have some from '04. I have 7 lots from 2015. And what it is we don't make land. And so we're gonna lose that commodity as we keep going. In fact, I just threw some rough numbers because we're getting ready to cut this road. The last road I cut to get about 1,250 lots is roughly with I hit labor outside and labor inside about $75,000 for me to do. So I guess I'm not trying to be mean, but what we want to do is allow, they can put 1 lot on hold for 60 days. 61 days, if they haven't called, it goes back. If they want 8, then they're going to pay for all of them but 1. I just think, I hate to do this because I know, they all want to be there, but when they don't come back, and Leanne's been making calls, sometimes they'll call you back, sometimes they won't. So if you read in there currently, there's 93, I think there's a few more in another section, but well, let's just say 100 on hold. Okay, that's $40,000 of income in land that can be sold. I'm just looking at business sense here, okay? We want to, ma'am, if you would, in the paper, or in the ink free for me, if they would put in something for us, we were gonna send you something, but I told her I would talk to you.
Okay.
Something about if you have a lot on hold at Oakwood Cemtery that is past 60 days, please contact us within the week
Okay.
and either take care of them or tell me you don't want them because we're gonna put them back. You have to put the last part, but I wanna give them a week or so,
Okay.
because if not, we're gonna put them on back up for sale. So we kind of wrote up what we want, and it's basically down the last paragraph there, where it will say, we specify 1, and then if they want more, they'll have to pay them. Now, a little leniency if they need a couple days, but the 60-day, and I'll be 12 years in July. I mean, we've gone back several years and took them off, put them on sale. We try not to sell them unless somebody wants them, but it's getting to the point where I still have lots 2 rows open for me, and we just keep putting them on hold. I want to get them where they can sell.
Do you have addresses for people who have these on hold?
Well, we could go back to deeds. The problem is when they purchase a lot,
Yeah,
we get their address, phone number, and everything,
right.
okay? But then, once it is taken care of, we destroy that, because we
Okay.
don't want that information to go out in
Right,
places,
sure.
whatever, so we do not keep them for a long period of time. Once we're done with the paperwork and resend them this deed,
No,
no.
I was just wondering if, if you had that, we'd send them a letter out to them and say, hey, we're going to use, because some of those people may have think, well, they're on hold, they forgot about, they need to pay it in 60
Right,
days or whatever,
right,
and
right.
so.
And we've been doing that. She
Yeah.
does keep phone numbers on
Okay,
the list,
okay.
and then tries to call. A lot of times, nobody calls, or they won't
Sure.
call back.
Sure.
Now, we say this, the problem is we like to put one for the spouse on hold,
Right,
and we explain that, we'll hang on to it for a while, but they never get back with us.
yeah.
So, it's not my call to say, hey, you gonna remarry? No, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you.
Sure.
You can't.
Sure.
So there's emotion stuff, and we're trying to do it from the heart, but also
Right.
gotta look at it
Right.
as a business
Right.
end. And we're leaving a lot lots out there just hanging, which is just doing nothing but causing me to put more and more roads in.
Mhm.
So we kind of want to, we figure if we do this, we thought about extending like another lot, but if they're going to buy it, they're going to buy it.
Right.
So we thought 60 days, gives them a little time to get calmed down, everything settled from everything, and so they can get it, and if they want more, if there's around there. They don't go as fast as this sounds, but
Right.
it's like a gentleman bought several, was going to do some things, one of his family, and I just found, I think 6 or 7 on hold that he hasn't touched since 2015. They're going to go back on. They just have to. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm asking for approval. There's really nothing in our rules that talk about the 60 days, but I would like to have your blessing or your nay, whichever it is, on this, to do this. If you think, please open for discussion if you have any. I hope I explained it correctly, or best I could.
You think 60's ample time? Or would you run it out tonight and give them a quarter?
60's not bad. I guess in this, we tend to sometime lean.
Okay.
We have some that have put some on hold, and if they come in and buy one, then we'll change the date.
Sure.
I have a gentleman, he just happens to be a Hispanic, great man, comes in and talks to me in about every 3 weeks, because he's trying to get the whole family. I got no
Sure.
problem with that,
Right.
but, we can't, that's one,
Right.
there are very few, follow me?
Right. I
Then
understand.
we have some, I want to be by grandma, blah, 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 and you never hear from them, they don't return your phone call.
Yeah.
They may have decided because the emotion is gone,
Yeah.
that, hey, we really don't have it, or we don't want to do it. I don't want to speculate, but it happens.
Right.
And they're like, oh, well, they'll just sell them. So, it's just, I don't think they're trying to be mean to any kind, it's just like, I don't want them, they'll do something with them.
Sure.
And I just think if we go to one, but I mean, if it's
No,
a
I don't have a
family,
problem. I just didn't know if 60 or 90 days. I was just wondering, as far as,
well, Leanne's been there 9 years. We have a good feeling like if 60 days,
that's fine.
they call us in 60 days and man, can I have a couple more? Sure.
Sure.
We're not gonna be, crack the whip
Right,
type thing.
right.
Because we understand expense, money, all that
Right,
stuff,
right.
and we would love the spouse to be next to
Sure.
their spouse. We do have some that never show up, they remarry, they move out of state. I have one, I'm not kidding you, in fact, I think I called Dan or somebody over there, it's a 2-piece black stone, 2 lots. They want my money back, can't, got a stone on it, throw it away, I don't want it. No, it's a 2-piece black, beautiful stone. I got on the phone and said, man, could you say it one more time to me? Yeah, throw it away. Ma'am, it's your stone. I don't care. Just give us some money back for lots, throw a stone away. We're moved. Okay. Of course, they can't. You'd have to recut it. And,
Right.
Who's gonna hold the foundation?
well, what I do is the same in your situation that you have. That foundation will stay there.
Okay.
If the people buy the lots and it's adequate, they get a free one. If not, I will pull it and replace it.
Okay.
When they're new, I don't take them out. I just consider it a bonus.
Okay.
That's all I can do. Why tear out something beautiful? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If it's too oversized, yes, I'll take it out because of the foot rule. But if they have one that's acceptable and we can do it, I leave it. I have several in the cemetery. People will move, you know, pour a foundation, no stone. I only have one with a stone. I couldn't believe it. I asked her twice. I'm like, man, this is a black two-piece. I don't care, just throw it away. I haven't had the guts to take it off yet. I got to. We haven't sold two lots, as you know. But I'm like, really? Maybe they'll change their mind. I don't know. Or you give it to a family member or something. I don't know. I don't know what you can do. But I came down a long time ago and they're like, you'd have to repolish or cut. You had to do it.
Yeah, it's not worth our time to
Yeah.
polish.
That stone will be twice as much as it's worth by the time you get done and try to
Well,
sell
it's
it.
gonna take me at least, I want to say, depending on size, anywhere from 8 to 10 hours just to resurface it.
Right, right. And it's sad because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful stone, but it is what it is. So we will take it off and throw it away, which is terrible. So anyway, that's the reasoning. So I guess, are we okay with this?
So what if we did something other than just taking it off hold after that 60 days? Say try to contact them after the 60 days and see if they want to, you know, let them know that, hey, this is ending, give them some kind of warning that, you know, hey, if you don't purchase this soon, we're going to have to put it back on hold or on sale.
We can, then I'm gonna ask.
I mean,
no,
no, you could do like a 3-strike rule, like you could call them 3 times and if they don't answer or whatever.
Okay, that's what I was gonna get to.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys want, I'm up to any suggestions, but I believe we can only go the one instead of, like I said, the last 3 weeks, I think I've had 3 different families at least put 8 on hold. And they bought one. Now, some has bought 4 and put the other 4 on hold.
When they put it on hold, Hal, can you, draft up a piece of paper saying it's a 60-day deal? Or
Yeah, right, I believe.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that way they know.
They know,
They
yeah.
got, when they walk out, they're taking this with them.
Read the bottom part of that last.
Okay, yeah,
Read what she-
okay.
She's already, that's something new we've done,
Yeah,
because honestly, we've taken them off hold, tried to call
Right.
before,
yeah,
and then they come in and they're totally mad because we have sold them,
right.
and you never notified us. Well, yeah, we did, and there's no proof. Now
Sure.
Yeah, that's, we
Yeah,
started.
no,
this
that's
to
good.
help us out.
That's just what I was trying to,
Yeah.
just make sure
Yeah,
that.
usually you can once they get calmed down a little bit and explain the 60-day rule, and these have been here for 4 years, usually it gets pretty convincing once they calm down a little bit, so.
Yeah,
We didn't know if you were still here, if you moved,
right,
whatever.
yeah.
So you understand, the perception with a lot of these people think that my 18,000 guests, I have a phone number for everybody, a family member to call. And I'm serious, as serious as heart attack. I get yelled at all the time. We do not keep those numbers, right? Do not. I believe that numbers and address is personal, and once we're done with business, we shred. And they really do. I've had many conversations with people that say, why didn't you call us? Call who?
But in this case, when they sign the agreement, I assume you're gonna get contact information for them, right?
Yes, well, and we've been getting phone numbers, and she will call after so many, we usually go past because we're busy and we don't look at it every day.
Sure.
And a lot of times, there'll be no contact, or they won't answer, so we don't know if they've changed their number. But I have no problem trying a couple times and then going. And with the 1 lot, I'm more comfortable than having 8 lots. Because we do have people that I want to be by that come in, and it's like, well, they're on hold, we can't really.
Sure.
Type thing.
Yep.
So we okay with that?
I'm good.
And you say with 3 strikes, right? You
Well,
agree?
I mean, that's just an example of what we do with our ticketing system. We do, you know, we give them a reasonable amount of time to reply to us, and then we start 3-striking them, you know, after that time's up. And if we can't contact them in 3 attempts, it's considered resolved, yeah.
So is that good with everybody?
Yep.
Okay. So make.
I mean, it doesn't have to be 3, it could be 2 for you guys, or you know, whatever you want to do.
That's up to you guys. What would you like?
Would be easy for Leanne.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
going to be the one that's going to be busy trying to take care of
Yeah.
Okay, but if you understand the new time clock system, we've taken a lot of work off of her that I have to do now, so she has time. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying.
Three attempts.
3 is fine. I don't,
Three attempts.
she can make it, whatever. And the thing is, if she gets busy, it's nothing for me to pop in and start making calls to. And it's 3 contacts. List. Okay, perfect, thank you, guys. It's just when you start getting down to numbers, what it costs to put stuff in, and always we're, not that land is gone, we have quite a bit yet to be developed, but so you understand, as we get into that 10 acres or 14 acres, it's gonna be more, because there's gonna be some heavy excavating to get that ready to go, when we start to do that, or if and when. We still have a little room before that. I think we'll probably do Parson Farm before we go into that stuff. So, but right now, we have enough room to get some more lots of where we're at. Okay, Mr. President, I believe in all that, I am done. Okay. First pour, I think I said next week. Yep, I think so. I am done unless there's questions for me.
Nancy Williams, did she ever get back to you?
Yes, Nancy called us, asked where we were at. We sent her the papers with all the rules. She seems to be okay. It's going silent. My guess is she's going to get it into her architect's hands to redraw, refit, and then get back with us. So she had no problem with any of that, or like you know, I was worried about the money and I was going to go to the attorney, but when I put it as a suggestion, there was no reason, and she actually liked that idea. Once we explained it would be hers and a perm and what designated for that if something would happen if we're all gone. And so what that amount is, I don't know. We didn't talk about it. I said, you can come up with it, tell us, we'll do the receipt, put it in there, and go from there. So that's all we've heard. It's been a few weeks since that's happened. But yes, all of it's back in her hands to let us know. Okay? Anything else? Dan, you good? Okay. Jerry, nothing? I don't think so. Ma'am, anything from you?
No, I'm
You
good.
sure? That's what I like about you. You never ask questions. All right, the next meeting is May 2nd.
Anybody else has anything? Motion to adjourn?
Adjourn, motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion
I'm
adjourned.
taking your all in favor. Thank you, guys.
May
Sorry the door didn't
That's
unlock
crazy,
again.
isn't it?
May 2nd, yes, it is very crazy. Oh, I know we're still on 2, and I have not got Dave's official letter.